Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the outrageous and widely talked about film in the current cinematic climate that is The Substance. Prepare yourself for The Substance. A revolutionary advancement in medicine that can unlock the full potential of your DNA, producing a younger, healthier, and more attractive version of yourself. But for this to succeed, the rules must be followed. The activator is for single use only. The other self must sustain themselves each day, and both bodies must switch every 7 days, otherwise the experiment will come to an end. And the most important rule, you are one. Well, for Demi Moore's frustrated actress who is overcome with the pressures of aging and feels as if her best years are behind her, The Substance gives her a brand new opportunity. But I'll let you take a guess if you think she follows the rules. Ever since this debuted back in Cannes, film, Twitter, and just film circles in general have been lauding over this film. Reviews are glowing, calling it one of the best of the year and the craziest thing they have seen in many, many years. And I now have to be the one to sit here and tell you that they were wrong. Not because this film isn't one of the best of the year, but because The Substance isn't a film. The Substance is a guttural, primal scream encased within a 2.5-hour film. Coralie Fargeat is not mincing her words here. Her intention is very, very clear. This film is a direct fuck you to today's beauty standards. There is nothing about Fargeat's direction that could be considered remotely subtle. The visuals are packed with energy, vibrancy, no matter how arresting the actual imagery is. Everything is extreme. Invasive close-ups, large text flashing on screen. As we meet Sue, the other self of Demi Moore's Elizabeth, the camera lingers on her perfect body. We are deliberately invited to gaze upon her. It's purposeful, so that when later Fargeat pulls the rug from under us and unveils what I can only describe as monstrosities, our stomach may be pleading for mercy, but our eyes have been trained to stay fixated upon it. The music is heavy, bassy, it roars across the speakers. The editing is the same as the cinematography, deliberately overwhelming. The Substance is a multi-sensory experience. I'm genuinely surprised that I wasn't handed a scratch and sniff card going into my screening. Demi Moore gives perhaps the single greatest performance of her entire career. That was something I had heard endlessly going into this film, and I was quite surprised to note that in the first half of the film, she gives quite an understated performance. There's a fantastic sequence of events to do with her looking in a mirror and becoming increasingly upset. It is just fantastically paced, but more so expertly performed. Whilst the world around her is pulsating, Moore imbues this character with a genuine fear of age and irrelevancy creeping in. She speaks very little, living a solitary life, but it's only towards the second half, when rules start being broken and the side effects take a hold, that Moore's performance explodes into something different entirely. Margaret Qualley is truly remarkable as well as the other newer self named Sue. She looks the part, undeniably captivating to watch, and you buy that she is still Elizabeth, but with a new lease on life. And to give another example of how ridiculously unsubtle Coralie Fargeat is being with this film, Quaid rocks up as a pervy studio exec named Harvey. Somehow, though, the most unsettling thing in this film isn't anything to do with body horror, it's watching and listening to Quaid chow down on his prawn cocktail. Ugh. But let's move on to why the substance is being touted as fucking wild and one of the most outrageous things you will see all year. Fargeat goes full David Cronenberg levels of body horror in this, maybe even beyond. Keeping with her scathing criticism of beauty standards, the substance puts that to the test, displaying some of the most grotesque instances of body horror I have seen in many, many years. The makeup and prosthetic team deserve every ounce of praise possible for crafting together practical effects that legitimately feel like the stuff of nightmares. Hilariously, at one point, there is a conversation between two characters where one of them might as well directly address the audience and says the lines, "Do you want to stop? It is okay to end here." I'm sorry, but I entirely took that as a moment where the film broke the fourth wall and spoke to the audience, essentially saying that shit is about to hit the fan big time. This is your final chance to bail. So yes, let's briefly summarize my thoughts of the final act in, let's say, 3 words. What the fuck? If Fargeat hadn't already pushed her metaphor to an extreme level, this just blew straight past that, entering another realm that defies comparison. In a sequence that honestly needs to be seen to be believed, my jaw was left hanging for the final 20 minutes. There will be many who want to distance themselves and will hate it. I don't think it's a perfect ending. I think that it doesn't necessarily stick the landing as strong as the first 2 acts did for me, but it's a statement piece. Up until this point, Fargeat had been overtly direct into her intentions for this film, so it only made sense for her to bow out with this audacious climax. The substance is a cinematic experience like no other. So long as you know what you're getting yourself into, be prepared to go on an unhinged ride that will force itself into you through every orifice. Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley are stars, but this is masterful work from Coralie Fargeat. One of the best examples I've seen from a filmmaker where there is a clear vision that doesn't falter once. Save your money on the cinema snacks because I can assure you, you won't want them. And see if you can brave the substance. I'm going to give the substance a 9 out of 10. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on the substance. Let me know, have you had the chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, what would you say is the craziest third act that you have seen in a film? But that is all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.